Denial and betrayal. This has been some of the focus of our Gospels for the last 2 days. Yesterday we had Peter denying Christ. I don't know you. I can't accept you because I'm fearing for my own life. And then you have betrayal, the betrayal of Judas. At times we can look at these scriptures and say, well, isn't Judas terrible? Isn't Peter just weak? Or perhaps we can look at these and say, yes, we've seen betrayal happen in perhaps our own lives. We've seen denial of faith, denial of love happen, perhaps in our own lives as well. And these are qualities, or these are sins or failings that can impact us all in some way at some time in our life. The reaction of Jesus to Judas is still one of encouragement for Judas. He doesn't lose hope for Judas, but Judas loses hope in himself, that he thinks that God cannot be merciful to him. Whereas for Peter denies Christ, but he then accepts the mercy and the forgiveness of Christ. And that's what we're called to do when people perhaps betray us, or perhaps deny our love perhaps in the way that Peter has towards Jesus. The way we respond to betrayal reflects the way that we live our life with Christ. When someone betrays us, we can inflict harsh, negative, terrible words upon that person, isolate them from our lives and distance them from our lives. That's not what Jesus does with Judas. He still leaves the door open if Judas wants that mercy. And that's what we're called to do with betrayal in our own lives. Most of us in some way have been betrayed, or at least been denied by others. Let's be Christ-like in the way we react when those situations happen. And if we've been the ones who betrayed others as well, let's not be like Judas, who can't accept forgiveness of others. That forgiveness will come if we're patient. Sometimes betrayal takes a long time for someone to forgive. But when that comes, if we've betrayed somebody, let us be able to forgive ourselves and be able to accept the forgiveness that's being offered. Jesus comes to offer us forgiveness, to offer Judas forgiveness, to offer Peter forgiveness, and to offer us all forgiveness for our betrayals and our denials. Let's have the humility to accept the forgiveness that's been offered to each and every one of us, to not reject it in the way that Judas does, but to accept that mercy, that love of God, which continues to be poured out to us even at the cross.